About 4 years ago, I was at a huge struggle point in my business. I had this great big giant idea, and I felt like I had this really important mission that had been laid on my heart, but I didn't know where to go with it. There seemed to be so many options, so many people it could help, so many applications. I wanted a successful business. I wanted a business that supported me, and I wanted one that could help all the people. So I had a concept, but no marketing plan, no sales system. I wasn't clear on where to go. And a very good friend who I trusted said, I know a guy who might be able to help you. Fantastic. So I met the coach, looked at his system, and I didn't understand it all, but that's okay because I don't know what I don't know. And I joined the group program. It wasn't a cheap ticket. I invested several $1,000s. And at the time, though, I was thinking, but this is a lot lower than what I've invested in some of the other programs that I've done over the years. How many of you know what I'm talking about? Give me a thumbs up if you have invested what we like to call future profits, which really means money you don't have into the solutions that you think might get your business moving along. I see those thumbs. Thank you. So the program that I was in was a few months long. It was weekly group meetings, lots of worksheets, journaling, videos to watch in between. And I've always been a very good student. So I was very diligent. I watched all the videos. I did all the journaling. I did all the worksheets. I had about 30 hours invested into the program. And I am very gold star driven. Do you remember those star charts that you used to have at school or maybe you had at home, right? And you did something the right way and whoop, you got a little star and you could watch your stars move up. Type yes into the comments if you guys have found yourself motivated by those star charts in either your childhood or perhaps even into your adulthood. So I was very star chart driven. So as I was moving along through this program, because I was doing so well, the facilitator said, you know what we're going to do? This isn't usually part of the program, but we're going to make your website right now. Like we're going to develop the whole thing. And I was like, fantastic. This is great, right? Extra credit, more stars. So I invested about another 25 hours into the program. But it made sense for me to do it because he was telling me exactly what worked and exactly what didn't. So all in on this course, I had thousands of dollars of future profit wrapped up, and I had 50 hours plus into it. But I had this great expert who was guiding me to find the ideal clientele, the messaging, the sales scripts, the branding, the website creation, multiple gold stars. Now I would be unstoppable. But you know what I didn't have? Clients. No matter what I did and how right I did it, the clients didn't show up. The energy around this offer and around this program was pretty flat. And although I was super hopeful and so expectant, and I did it right, there was no exciting energy for me. What went wrong? I'm going to stop my story here for just a minute, and I want to do a check-in with you. I want you to think about the last 5 years and do just a quick estimate in your head. I know math isn't everybody's thing, but just a quick estimate. You're not sharing it. But how much money in future profits have you spent on experts, coaches, courses, seminars, groups, events? Don't forget to add in travel costs to get to all those seminars and events. Now compare that to what you've made in the last 5 years. A lot of experts think that you should invest about 3% of what you make into personal growth. That seemed kind of low to me in my experience, but maybe it's because of my experience. But let's just say like 10 to 15%. So if you're making $50,000 a year, then you're investing 7,500, right? And I'm already starting to see people going, oh, it's half my revenue. So put an equal sign if you think you're about at that 10 to 15%. Give me some extra dollar signs, how much over you think. Maybe a little over $1 sign, a lot of dollar signs if maybe you're a lot over. Okay, I'm glad to know that I am in good company, and it's a judgment-free zone here, right? But now I want you to calculate one more thing, and it's more important than the money piece, as far as I'm concerned. It's our most precious commodity, which is time. How much time have you spent garnering the advice of the experts, applying their counsel, branding, rebranding, redoing? Think about in the last year, 1 year, 2020. What do you think? 20 hours? 40 hours? 80 hours? 80 hours would be 2 weeks worth of your very precious time. But it might be worth it. So here's the last assessment that I want you to do for yourself. On a scale of 1 being nope, nada, nope, and 5 being, oh yeah, crystal clear, I got it going on. Evaluate these questions for me. How clear are you on what you uniquely market and do that's different than everybody else? How excited are you to go to work every single day because it just feels like play? Do you know exactly who your clients are? Is your marketing funnel full of those ideal clients? And most importantly, how many sales with these clients are you closing every month? You're at number 5, can't handle any more sales. Or you're at number 1, nope, nada. Or maybe you're somewhere in the middle where there's some room for improvement. If there's room for improvement, we're going to look at that now. We're going to go back to my story. If I was to give myself a number at that point, it would have been a 1. Because I was trying everything to make it work, but it wasn't working. I was told I had everything figured out, everything that I needed. But within 6 months of the completion of that course, I realized that the program that I had built was not the work that I was supposed to do. And within a year, that website that I spent all those hours on, I shut down. And within 18 months, I realized that the ideal clients that I had identified were not the people that I was suited to work with at this point. Because what I missed, what went wrong for me was a fundamental truth. And that's what I wanted to share with you today. This knowledge has been around for centuries. It's even talked about in the Bible. In the Bible, it says, if you build your house on the rocks, it will last. But if you build your house on sand, when the winds come and the rain comes, it will just wash away. It's all about the foundation. When you are building something great, and you're here today because you're working on a business, you're working on an idea that you want to be great, it's all about the foundation. You see, the problem that I had was not the expert, it was not the course that I took, it was that I had built on sand. So what's the foundation? What is the foundation of the work that you are here to do? The foundation for you is the same as it is for me. The foundation of the work that you are here to do is you. How strong are you? How well do you know yourself? I was building a program to sell and a business to run before I understood myself well enough. Even worse, I was gold star driven, just like some of you admitted that you were. And so when an expert who was 3 steps ahead, 5 steps ahead, 10 steps ahead of me in this success ladder said, this is what you should do, I was like, oh, gold star, I'm going to do it. But I was doing it because I wanted their approval. not necessarily because it was right for me. In a lot of cases, experts are telling you what's worked for themselves, what's worked for others. They're answering your questions based on the information that they've gathered. But sometimes it's not based on you. That's building on sand. Those expert answers will not work for you. So right now, you're probably thinking, how can I build on that solid foundation? I'm not saying you should never bring in outside help, but there are three key steps to building a business or a program or a course on the solid foundation of you. You may want to grab a notebook to be able to write these down, and we're going to go through them one by one. The 3 steps are knowing yourself, interviewing your experts, and evaluating your alignment. So knowing yourself, we'll start with. This can be an easier said than done process. There are a lot of tools out there. You guys probably know I'm partial to one called the Endotype Formula. But there are tools like Myers-Briggs, Enneagram, scientific hand analysis, years of therapy, of introspective looking that help you get to know yourself. I like the Endotype Formula because it takes elements from each of those and it kind of layers them together and gives a really clear picture. But no matter what tool it is that you're using, there's a few key elements that I think that you need to know about yourself to be able to build on your strengths. So ask yourself these questions. What do you do that is so easy, it's like breathing, and it pours into people in such a big way? It's so easy, you may not even realize that you do it, but it's the reason that others love to hang around you. It's what other people always count on getting from you. Next question. What exactly does that judgmental voice, that limiting voice inside your head, the one that causes imposter syndrome, what is it really telling you? Not what do you hear it saying? That's a different question. What does it really say? Because once you can really clearly hear it, you will understand how it is working for you. It has always worked for you for your highest good. What is the secret gift that is at the essence of you? What is that special quality in you, that spark, that all the other pieces of you guard? And how can you let that piece of you shine without making it your job to do? And last question. What are your 2 types of unique action? The one action type that you will take will be to garner attention, to get people to look at you, to impress others, or maybe even to disrupt perceived injustices. This is not your strength. The other type of action is so clear, so transformative for others, and so you that no one does it better than you. This action type can be so strong and can come with such conviction that it might be a little scary for you. When you know the answers to those questions and those different elements of yourself, you can go choose whatever experts you need to learn from. Because see, you're not going to be seeking gold stars anymore. You will know who you are and you will be able to discern from them, oh, this works for me. That does not work for me. That's not in alignment with who I am. And it will be an easy sorting process. The second step to building that strong foundation is to interview the experts that you hire. When you are going to invest your time and your money into an expert, remember that they are here to serve you. You are not here to venerate them. Any expert worth working with will also understand that they will have worked with their own stuff enough to realize this. But how will you know if this expert is that real deal who's here to serve you? I recommend that you interview them, just like you're hiring them for your team, because that's what you're doing. They're going to have a sales process that they're going to be bringing you through, but you can at any point ask questions along the way. And I think there's 3 questions that might serve you here. One is, how many people have you turned away this year? An expert that knows what they're doing, that's worth their salt, are going to know that they're not right for everyone. Pat Honey-Otis just talked prior to me, and she said sometimes she had to fire her clients. Sometimes we just have to say no to clients that come to us that are like, oh, I want to work with you, but we know they're not the right fit for us. The second question is, why do you think that you're better for me to work with than any other person out there who does your work? Why are you the best person for me to work with? Now, listen really carefully to their answer and see if it includes you. If that expert just goes into more about how awesome they are, how great their program is, and is talking about themselves and not talking about you, you might not be the main part of the picture, which is kind of built foundation on you. It's what you need to be. And the last question is, what can you help me learn or develop in myself for myself that others can't? The experts that I want to work with teach me to build on my own foundation. It's not about creating a codependent relationship where I need them to give me my next step and my next step and my next step. So if a program is designed so that I'm relying on that coach for guidance or expertise, I'm only building on sand, and that's not going to work. Step number 3 in our how to build on a strong foundation of you is to evaluate the alignment that you have with that expert. Sometimes you meet an expert who feels like that ideal person for you. But how do you know that feeling? You have to feel the alignment. This is an energy thing, right? And we have to get out of our heads and into our bodies for this. Because in our head, that's where we're seeking gold star, gold star, gold star. And we're looking for that logical reason to work with the coach. This is about energy. It's about finding the synergy between you and the coach or the expert that you're going to be working with. What does it feel like in your gut? For some, that's really hard to discern. Some people have no experience with this. It's an energy thing. So let's do a little exercise around it. I'm going to ask you guys to kind of move out of your head and really be in your body at the moment. So take a couple of breaths. Feel your feet on the ground. Feel your butt in the chair. Feel the clothes on your skin. How are your shoulders set? And now I want you to think of a food that you love that also makes you feel great in your body. Think about that food now and notice the feeling you have in your body. Some people will use the word expansive. or excited or tingly or buzzy. That's the yee-haw feeling of alignment. Now take another breath. Shake that one out a little. And now I want you to think about a food that you really like, but that it doesn't serve your body. Your body does not enjoy this food. How does that feel energetically in your body? Maybe it feels constricting or flat, cold, sharp, or just gross. That's when there isn't alignment and synergy. It's not there. All right, come on back. This system of evaluation is something that doesn't just work for food, but it's a discernment of the energetic state within you. And it can discern all types of alignment. Now, here's your job. You got to check in and you got to trust your answer. Because sometimes you're going to get an answer that you didn't want. Maybe your head's going, yeah. I want to work with this expert. Yeah. I want to do this. This is my answer. This is my solution. Gold star. But your body, when you check in, says, no, this isn't it. Trust that energetic alignment. This can save you so much time and money and frustration. Now, as a takeaway here today, I don't want you to hear me say, don't hire experts, do it all yourself. That is not what I'm saying. What I want your takeaway to be is that understand that there are experts that will work with you and experts that aren't for you. But ultimately, there's one true expert for you. That's yourself. You are the best expert. So continue to develop a relationship with yourself and an understanding of yourself. Explore what lights you up and what drives you crazy and tasks you don't want to do. Notice when experts in your life pour into you and make you feel empowered and worthy. And notice when you just really get that feeling like you want to impress them. You want to do it right. You want a gold star from them. You have a big mission and a big idea and an awesome business that you are working to create. Go build strongly upon the rock star that is yourself. Thanks, everybody.